He's young, he's dashing, he's Mithun Da's son. I have grown up seeing your dad's films, and thank you for this very big exclusive for ETimes. Namashi Chakraborty, welcome.
Thank you, Vicky sir. Thank you.
Please don't call me sir, call me Vicky.
Okay.
And I will straight away start by asking you, how did this process begin, you know? ये कब आपको ख्याल आया कि मुझे एक्टिंग करनी है? I know it's a very, very rhetoric question. But did you really want to act right from the word go, right from childhood?
Well, I'll be very honest. अगर एकदम candidly आपको जवाब दूँ, because this is the first time I'm giving such an elaborative interview. My mother says जब मैं पैदा हुआ तो जो nurse थी उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला आपको बेटा हुआ है, she said आपको actor पैदा हुआ है.
Oh wow.
So I have had this obsession, not even a dream, to be an actor from the day I was, जब से होश संभाला है तब से. तो मेरा तो कोई प्लान भी नहीं था, तो मैं तो हमेशा से ही एक्टर बनना चाहता.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember in Uti because we had shifted. मैं पैदा मुंबई में हुआ बट वहाँ रहता था. तो डैड जब मेकअप करते थे मैं भी मेकअप करने लग जाता था बैठे बैठे. उनके डायलॉग्स रिसाइट करता था, शाहरुख खान और गोविंदा की फिल्में देखता था. तो I was always fascinated in the world of acting and I never had a late change of heart. I always wanted to be an actor.
So Shah Rukh and Govinda have been your idols as you
Big
grew up.
time, hugely. I think the 90s would be incomplete without these two actors.
Absolutely. So you started saying, okay, I want to become an actor. Mummy daddy ने क्या बोला?
They were not surprised because mom's an actress, dad's an actor, my brother is an actor, my sister now acts, my other brother is a director, my bhabhi is an actress. Lekin when I told him, he said it's easier said than done. I saw my father go through ups and downs so many times that I knew it's not an easy place to be. But I was never fearful of not wanting to be an actor. I always wanted to be an actor. So at the age of 7, छोटा सा एक हैंडीकैम होता था हमारा ऊटी में, उसमें शॉर्ट फिल्म्स बना देते थे. कुछ नहीं, no sense, but I was always driven to act. I did not have a plan B like I told you. But he said it's a very difficult industry. तो एकदम ही thick skinned हो तो करो वरना मत करो. लेकिन आज जब मेरी फिल्म अनाउंस हो गई है, मैं आप लोगों से मिल रहा हूँ, आई अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट ही मेंट, बिकॉज हर तरह के कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं, लोग ओपिनियंस दे रहे हैं. तो इट्स अ टफ गेम बट दैट्स हाउ इट इज.
So before we come to Bad Boy, there's still a lot more to ask you.
Sure.
Now, what exactly was Dad telling you? You say thick skin होना है वगैरह, but can you elaborate on that?
Well, Vicky sir, we as filmy as it sounds, but we are not filmy. हम उतने फिल्मी हैं नहीं जितना लोग शायद हमें समझेंगे. हम ऊटी में रहते थे, कोयम्बटूर में रहते थे. My father is not very media scene. He doesn't do a dozen of interviews. He doesn't have a PR till date. तो होता ये था कि वो 4 शिफ्ट्स करते थे, फिर घर आते थे. हम लोग तो I remember there was a moment in Coimbatore when we were in a dinner table and my father had a break for 15 days. And he looked at all 4 of us and he had tears in his eyes and he said to my wife, he calls her Pinky, he's like, Pinky, मेरे बच्चे बड़े भी हो गए and I didn't realize it. So I didn't even know who my father is. I just knew he's a very special man and everything, but then I saw a downfall. You know, post 2002 my father went through a slump and the busiest man suddenly was not doing a lot of work. And I'm like, yeah, this is very unusual. And you know, at the age of 10 you don't really realize what's going wrong. You just think life is just how it's meant to be. But that's when he told me कि even though I was just 10 कि यार हम चारों बच्चों को कि ये बहुत ही टेढ़ी खीर है ये इंडस्ट्री. आज you are the biggest star, tomorrow you are the most jobless star. And he has seen the peaks. My mother has seen it. But what he prepared me was that always be ready for the worst, but always be prepared for the best. You know, you have to be ready for the opportunity. So he used to inspire us a lot, but he's a very thick-skinned guy, so he's very brutal in his critique. But he told me कि आसान कुछ नहीं है. You can be anyone's son, लेकिन मेहनत करनी ही पड़ेगी all the time if you want a long run.
Did it hurt him? Did he have a period where you know, you all had to sit with him and explain to him, or rather maybe be beside him?
Well, I think
was there a tough time?
Yeah, but I think the best thing about him is what he had a hotel in Uti. He became a hotelier. We had 3 hotels at that point. There was a school that we were running.
Yeah.
He became an entrepreneur and he knew that the tide is shifting. The Hindi film industry is now, you know, kind of not giving him the best work. So he transitioned into Bengali films. from 2003 end, he started his run as a hero in Bengali film.
Yeah.
And then Elan happened, Guru happened, and then he came back. But वो 2-3 साल में भी he was ruling the Bengali film roost.
So after that,
After that,
he got into this. You said
Bengali film.
correct.
हाँ. तो वहाँ पर तो कुछ सर एक टाइम पे मुझे लगता है 6-7 लाइन से ब्लॉकबस्टर्स आई थी. एमएलए फाटा केस्टो एंड ऑल दीज फिल्म्स बिकेम लाइक ब्लॉकबस्टर्स. तो वहाँ पर the very good thing about my father is that he can grasp into anything. When he came back, when
he can mold himself.
He can mold himself. When he did Guru, a lot of people said, it's not a very big part. You're looking very old in the film. He said, no, I want to work with Mani Ratnam. And after Guru, the phone didn't stop ringing. And after that, I think he has done mostly supporting roles. And most of them have been successful. So he can very intelligently mold himself. And he's a very accepting guy. If he thinks ye nahi hoga, he won't do it. And then the Bengali films till date, like he's just released a film called Prajapati, which released even in Mumbai, and it's done a historic business. It's been running for 11 weeks in Calcutta. So he is still ruling the roost, just that he doesn't want to talk about it all the time.
He was fantastic in Guru.
Yeah, he was.
I must put it on record. As the editor of a newspaper,
he
was absolutely fantastic.
He was. And Mani Ratnam is a brilliant director.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember that scene where he and Abhishek have confrontation in the newsroom.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Still gives me goosebumps.
Oh yeah.
So which is your favorite film?
Of his?
Mithun, yeah.
I have had a very interesting... I have been a keen observer of Mithun Chakraborty's filmography because Vicky sir, from Rigya to Prajapati, I have seen every released film of my father. 360 films. So एक पूरा साल only went in watching his movies. If you ask me his best film, I would say is somewhere between Gholami, Hum Panch and Disco Dancer. But performance-wise, it's Swami Vivekananda. There is Tahader Kotha, the National Award-winning film. There's a film called Paramatma.
Yeah.
He did a double role. He was extraordinary in that film. So there are many great performances, but these would be my favorite. Prem Pratigya. I mean, what a landmark performance.
Let's switch over to Bad Boy.
Sure.
I'm sure you're bursting to talk about that.
Yeah.
You have everything going for it. You have Himesh Reshammiya's music. The song is released. Amit ji has put up a post for that. You have Santoshi, a very good director. Are you really nervous or are you confident?
We had the launch at Zee Cine Awards. Me, Amrin and Raji, Mr. Santoshi were there. From a day before the launch, I had anxiety of another level. I thought I might not be able to reach the stage. मुझे इतनी anxiety थी. I'm like, will I even be able to go to the stage? But it's that moment where you have to accept things that it's happening and people are going to judge you. But off late, every day I wake up with a very different emotion. Some days I wake up very calm, some days I'm very confident, some days I'm very low on confidence, and some days I'm just blank. Because like just today before we met, I was at a mall shopping and there were some people just staring at me, and there was this one particular person who thought I'm someone else, but he's like, maybe I'm placing you wrong. So it suddenly changed, overnight people are looking at you differently. They are praising you, some are criticizing you, but it's happening to me. So I know for a fact my life has changed. I'm no longer the same guy who would wake up, go to the gym, do his voice modulation, this, that, and come home and sleep. Now every day is coming close, so I'm like, okay, it's getting very real.
But this song is reminding me absolutely about your dad. The entire ambience, the entire music. I mean, Himesh has definitely kept Mithun Da in mind and made this song.
Yeah.
Has your dad reacted to it that way?
Well, when the film started, we were shooting in Bangalore and Mysore. We had a long schedule of 2.5 months. And Himesh was actually my father's recommendation. He told them, take Himesh. And he called up Himesh and he said, mere bete ka launch hai. He said, Dada, I'm doing it. And then Himesh ji flew to Bangalore. And Vicky saw within 5 minutes, we had 3 songs ready for Bad Boy.
Oh, wow.
He came there, he's like, ये सब है मेरे पास. गाने सिलेक्ट हुए. और वो जो आप होली वाले सीक्वेंस की बात कर रहे हैं, वो तो मुझे लगता है उन्होंने पूरी तरह से ध्यान में रखा था. और वो जो सीक्वेंस है वो मेरा फिल्म में इंट्रोडक्शन है. तो he kept in mind that थोड़ा धमाकेदार होना चाहिए, मासी होना चाहिए. So I think he kept a special place for that.
तो डैड ने कुछ बोला है कि हाँ ये तो बिल्कुल मुझे अपनी याद आ रही है?
He did. I'll tell you the funniest thing. We were shooting in Bangalore for Bad Boy. On the first day, I was like nervousness of another level, and Raji is a very perfectionist. He screams, he shouts, but he makes sure he gets the shot. He's a thorough professional. He's extraordinary. And I had a scene with 5 more actors, who are playing my friends. And it's a kind of a serious scene which suddenly becomes very comical.
Okay.
And I'm shitting bricks and I'm like, kya hoga? And then I'm told in the middle of the shoot that your father is here. He surprised me on the sets. And I have Raji on one corner, I have Mithun in one corner. I call him Mithun, I don't call him Dad.
Oh.
All 4 of us call him by his name. And he's just sitting there and I'm like, I have 2 directors to please. One who's officially there and one who's not going to direct. And then when he came on set, there was this pedestrian person, Vicky sir, who came and said to my father, he's like, आप थोड़ी देर पहले तो बहुत जवान लग रहे थे. What happened to you now? So he said, वो पागल हो, मैं नहीं हूँ, that's my son. So the resemblance was uncanny. Even for people, they thought I was him. So then he told me that people are going to compare you because you look like me, you walk like me, you talk like me, but that's okay. You're my son. And maybe that's what my fans want. They want to see a younger version of me. And maybe that will work in your advantage.
Are you also consciously trying to take some mannerisms, or are they coming naturally to you? Something maybe which is not in you, but you're trying to imbibe by looking at his films?
I have a very strange habit, Vicky sir, that if I get inspired by someone, I tend to copy. I have a few mannerisms of Govinda in me, of Shahrukh and my father, because I've been a fan of Mithun Chakraborty. I think that just comes to me, but if you ask me, I'm not trying to copy him. जो भी हो रहा है वो naturally flair दिख रहा होगा.
इसके पहले कितनी सारी स्क्रिप्ट्स आई थी और कितनी आपने नहीं बोली, मतलब कितनी आपने मना कर दी?
मना तो नहीं की थी, but there was this one film which I was supposed to do, very very big film. I will not name the director, and that film also has released now. And everything was going well, and एक दिन they just threw me out of the film. And I was sitting here in my bungalow and wondering what went wrong. Everything was fine, and then they told me 10 things कि ये हो गया वो हो गया. And within minutes, Vicky sir, I was back to being the same actor who struggled in Aram Nagar, who struggled in Shanu Sharma's office, who was back to zero. Because I will not name the director or the film because a point nahi hai, but it was very heartbreaking. And when that happened, I'm like, okay, even this day had to come. And then after 6 months after that happened, I was fortunate I got Bad Boy.
Has that film released?
Yeah.
And has it done well?
Not at all.
So, a sigh of relief?
Not really. Once I'm not a part of it, it doesn't matter. But if you're asking me if it did well, no, it did not. I have not seen the film. But even if it did well, my association with the film is over the moment I'm not in it.
Have you met that same maker again?
No.
Who are the makers you are in touch with? I mean, because Mithun Da is such a senior, so he must be also, in touch with some filmmakers from Bollywood for sure.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
So, are you also in touch with them?
I have been in touch with Mr. Vivek Agnihotri because he's done some incredible work with my father. I am also
Files.
the Kashmiri Files and the Tashkent Files, and of course my director Raji, who I am in touch with from the last 3 years because COVID ho gaya, ye ho gaya. Apart from that, I am very much excited to work with directors, but I don't keep in touch with too many directors. I believe you do your audition, you come home, you see how it goes, you let it be. And also once I got Bad Boy, I was contractually bound not to do a lot of things. So I had to turn down a lot of things. I have great relationships with Mr. Abbas and Mr. Mastan. And they were very much, they find me very promising, and they are very much, they were very much interested in me. So I hope something happens on that space.
How many times have you fallen in love?
What day is it? Just kidding. I've been in love 5 times.
And
it's been lovely.
And all 5 relationships are broken?
All are broken. I'm single.
So, you fall in and out of love?
I don't think I fall in and out of love. I think I'm a little complicated. I think actors live a very different life, Vicky sir. And I have made a promise to myself to never date an actress. Just because I think when you date the same person from the industry or you go through the same thing, you know, it becomes, लोग बोलते हैं familiar होना चाहिए, लोग समझते हैं, but I like to come home and not wanting a girl to, or my girlfriend to tell me, you know, आज ये shot खराब हो गया या आज audition खराब हो गया या एक film मिल गई. I rather have someone who says I had a very different day, which had nothing to do with movies. So I've dated 5 women who were never even in the vicinity of films. Them not working is something I think is, you know, life है, हो जाती है चीज़.
I was about to ask you, were you attracted to Amrin, the heroine?
All the way, I still am.
Because ज़्यादातर इंडस्ट्री में देखा गया है कि पहली पिक्चर में the love story does happen in real also.
Of course, and I'm still very much attracted to her. I hope she feels the same too.
So Namashi, talking about the song Tera Hua,
Yeah.
we said that, and we all know that Amit ji has put out a post.
Yeah.
It is very important here that you tell us about the friendship of your father with Amit ji. How did this friendship begin and from where?
Well, Vicky sir, it's a strange 5-decade friendship. और उनमें 2 पिक्चरें भी हैं जो उन्होंने की है, गंगा जमुना and अग्निपथ. But I remember my father telling me after Mrigya, he had signed a film called Tarana with Rajshri Productions in 78 or something. And Ranjita Kaur was the heroine and she had become a star. And my father was still not a star. He was a national award winning actor who was still being criticized for his color, who was being called a villain and all those mean things. But he landed that role as a hero. And I think they were shooting in Shimla for Tarana, and my father did not have his own car to go to the production. He was not given a vanity. It was for Ranjita ma'am because she was a star, and my father, because he had no background, nothing, he said काम मिल रहा है करो. One fine day in Shimla, I think Mr. Bachchan was shooting for Mr. Natwar Lal at the same time, and he saw my father sitting in this tempo with the production people, and he said गाड़ी रोको. And he said, you are Mithun, right, from Rigya, you're that actor. He said, yes, Bachchan साहब, you know, Amit ji, I'm him. तो बोला तू ऐसे क्यों जा रहा है, गाड़ी बंद पड़ गई या कुछ है? बोलता है नहीं, मेरे पास गाड़ी नहीं है, I go by the production car. And something triggered Mr. Bachchan and he said, come in my car, I'll drop you to your location. And then for a national award winning actor who was treated like a newcomer or, you know, whatever, the biggest superstar makes you sit in his car and drops you to the location. So the dosti is from then. And then Do Anjane, and then Ganga Jamuna, Agnipath. You know, it's been, and then he worked with Abhishek and Guru.
Yeah.
And he worked with Aishwarya. But the association has been for about 45 years now. So him writing about my film, I think, is again the goodwill of my parents and the goodness of Mr. Bachchan. No, मैं और Amrin are just kids.
Tell me, when a script comes to you,
Yeah.
who do you ask? Do you ask your mom? Do you ask your dad? Or is it just you?
Just me. My parents had no idea about Bad Boy until I signed it. I went to meet Sajid Qureshi, the producer, Sajid Bhai, at his office in Andheri in Box Pictures, and they told me, Mr. Santoshi wants to meet you, he likes your pictures. And Rajji, मुझे अभी भी याद है, साजिद भाई ने मुझे उनका स्क्रीनशॉट भेजा था चैट का कि एक लड़का है नमोशी मिलना चाहता है, तो उनका रिप्लाई था, यार this boy looks like a young Mithun.
Oh.
He did not know I was his son, and then he did know. And then I went to meet them, and Rajji said, I like you, but I want to test you. I don't think I can just take you as it is. I want to do some workshops, but if you pass that, you're my hero. And I said, कैसा ऐसा हो रहा है? तो my dad said, जा कर, mom said, जाके कर. फिर that happened, and it was जब तक वो I did not meet Rajji, I didn't even tell my parents कि ऐसी कोई meeting है या he's considering me. तो जो भी हुआ सब organically ही हुआ.
Okay.
My father didn't call Rajji or Sajid bhai. It happened purely on, you know, whatever.
Do you feel the pressure of the nepotism debate which happens to be the talk in every room till date?
You know, Vicky sir, more than the debate, I think I have lived a very extreme life. If today I am Rajkumar Santoshi's hero, I am the same guy 5 years ago in 2018 or 17 was standing in Aram Nagar with 30 more boys for one audition. And I was number 30, number 27, number 18. But when I was told I'm whose son, I was not a number. I was just Namashi Chakraborty. But I have seen my identity as a boy trying to make it in Mumbai getting rejected, being told he's not fit, getting out of projects. I have seen all that before I got Bad Boy. So I knew my worth suddenly changes in a room when they know whose son I am. So I also went through a lot of, how do I put it, like a complex of sorts, that am I even good enough, or they just like me because my dad's a star. But luckily for me, I never took failure so seriously. So now if my film's out and people are knowing me, it's a big success for me, Piggy sir. From where I'm coming, from the struggles I have seen before Bad Boy, for me, getting a movie as a hero is a very big deal.
Yeah.
I have also auditioned for films where I'm the third lead and I've still not gotten them. Honestly. Now, I'm not saying this like a sympathy speech or a self-pity. It didn't happen. So for Namashi to get Bad Boy, the hero of a film which is directed by Rajkumar Santoshi, a title role, for me that is already a very big success. And do I feel the pressure? Do I feel nepotism? I mean, nepotism is so rampant in the film industry, you're bound to upset a lot of people. Like Amrin also is a producer's daughter. वो बात अलग है. Amrin has worked so hard in the film. She was not even selected in the first go. Rajji grilled her for days. But eventually, if you tell someone, okay, she's the producer's daughter, the first thing you're going to think is, oh, she woke up and she just came on the set. जबकि वो सच नहीं है. But nepotism is rampant in the Hindi film industry and all the film industries. I believe even in America, if you have seen Jamie Lee Curtis's speech when she won the SAG, she said, I am a nepo baby, but I'm talented. So this is a discussion that is very true, and you have to accept it. And the best way to reply to them who think you're not worth it is to work hard and deliver good performances.
Let's go back to your dad.
Okay.
A film that you feel he shouldn't have done. One film.
One film. Gunda.
Why?
I think Gunda is a film that is so infamous and it is so notorious for its interesting content. But today's generation, a lot of people think my dad is only capable of doing films like that. It became too infamous, so bad it's good. I mean, I love the film, it's hilarious, but given his stature, I think he shouldn't have done that film.
The heroines that you want to work with, going back to you.
All of them, sir. All of them.
But name two.
Sara Ali Khan, I think, is a brilliant actress. And I'm also very much impressed by the girl in Kala. I think her name is Tripti Dimri. Yeah, I think she's really good.
Yeah. Have you met Sara? Have you met Tripti?
No. I met Sara at the jetty.
Okay.
Just hi, hello, but nothing.
It's very interesting. I mean, what viewers must be thinking about you talking about jetty is that we are sitting at a place deep inside Marway, near Mud Island. And this boy takes a jetty to go to Andheri. He doesn't take the road.
I take the auto, then the jetty, and then an auto again.
Another interesting thing about this song, which has been launched recently, Tera Hua, is that it has been written by Himesh's wife, Sonia.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not wrong, this is her first composition?
Yes.
Okay.
The first composition that's in a film, I believe.
Yeah, in a full-length feature film. So, have you met her?
Absolutely. I have met me, Seema ma'am, and Himesh sir. We used to work out in the same gym called 48 Fitness.
Okay.
And they have seen me hustle. तो जब मुझे फिल्म मिली, इन लोग बैंगलोर आए, तो बोला यार नमोशी congratulations. And they were like, तू हीरो बन गया finally, तू इतने सालों से हम देख रहे हैं, you're trying and it's happening. But they are very wonderful people, and I was very impressed that Sonia ji has written such a beautiful song. I mean, the lyrics are extraordinary. And to get Arijit to play back for my very first song.
You're just coming to that.
Yeah, Himesh sir, and the song hitting like 18 million in 10 days. I mean, just grateful.
Plus, Arijit doesn't do much of these kind of songs.
He doesn't. And
so how did that happen?
Honestly speaking, it took 6 months to get him. We spoke to him, my father spoke to him, he said, I'm doing it. But it took him 6 months to dub that song. But if you ask me, it was worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and his reach, the way he sung the song, the way he has supported me in this song, I think it's...
Your dad reached out to him?
Yeah, my dad reached out to him, Himesh sir did. But he is very selective.
Yeah.
And, but I think he did it because it's my dad, it's Himesh sir, it's Rajji, and it's a new boy. I think he was very empathetic, and that's how it happened.
So the stage is set? All the elements are in it.
I hope so.
Okay. Tell me the change that you all discuss at the dinner table, you, your parents, about the change in films and what is their opinion about Bollywood today. It will be very interesting to know from you. What is Mithun and Yogita ji's take?
Well, honestly, my father thinks his era is back because the 80s masala is coming back in films like Pushpa, Triple R. You know, all these films have a very old school charm to them.
Yeah.
So when he saw Pushpa, he said, "यार ये तो मेरी film है." You know, ये पिक्चरें मैं तो 80s में कर चुका हूँ, 90s में कर चुका हूँ. So he feels the wholesome masala is coming back. As far as my mom, she's very selective. She barely watches 10 films a year. In fact, Pathan, when we saw Pathan, the first thing that struck us was that it's a film based on a patriotic hero who goes against a terrorist. And he's like, if you go back to any hit of his or Mr. Bachchan's, the plot is more or less the same, just the scale, the budget, you know, the style of the film is different. But I think the old school stories are coming back.
Yeah.
You know, like last year, Bhool Bhulaiya is, you know, a very old school story. Kashmir Files is an exception, but I think that wholesome masala is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spoke about your mom.
Yeah.
What is she doing these days? Why is she not doing some film? Any particular reason?
She absolutely wants to live her life in mud. She's too busy with her 4 kids. She has grown us 4. I mean, dad was working practically all the time.
Yeah.
Not just 4 kids, she has about 11 more 4-legged.
Yeah.
You know, we have 11 dogs.
I was very scared. I was very scared to enter this house. I said, all these dogs are going to pounce on me any moment.
Luckily, they don't stay in this room. But she is very happy and busy in her life. She's proud of her children, she's proud of her husband, and she likes her space. So, mama ko to matlab aisa ho gaya ki she doesn't even like to go to events. She is very much happy in her space.
तो ऐसा हुआ तो होगा जो producers, directors आए होंगे और बोला होगा आप ये रोल कर लो.
आए थे कुछ लोग, but उन्होंने कतई ना कर दिया.
Has Namashi ever been on a dating site?
Yes.
With the name?
With the name. I'm right now on Raya.
Oh.
Yes. I'm on Raya right now. And yeah, I'm on it right now.
This is definitely a very, very honest interview. Tell me, who is the sexiest of them all? Janvi Kapoor, Sara Ali Khan or Kiara Advani?
Sara Ali Khan.
Most talented? Deepika, Alia or Janvi?
Alia.
Okay. SRK in Jagde, Salman in Bajrangi or Amir in Tare Zameen Par?
SRK and Chakde.
Really a Shah Rukh Khan fan?
Huge fan.
Okay. What if you tell your parents you want to be in a live-in relationship?
Yeah. I have been in one. I have. In 2019, I was in a live-in with my girlfriend. She is an architect. She's no longer my girlfriend, but she's still an architect. And I was in a live-in relationship with her. And they were pretty okay with that.
Who are you more close to, mom or dad?
Both. Can't
Equally.
choose. I'm a bit scared of dad. So mom se I confide more.
He's more strict?
Very strict. He's blunt. He's not strict, he's blunt. So mom is a little softer.
Are there days when you'll have huge arguments?
I never have arguments with my parents. I just shut up. I mean, I have opinions, but I will never argue with my parents. No way.
What about your brother Mimo?
Honestly, you know, Vicky sir, it's a very strange thing. हम चारों ना एक जैसे हैं. If you meet my other siblings, my sister, my 2 brothers, we all think alike. We all are self-made. We all are very respectful to our elders. I don't know how it's happened, but we are the same. तो argument कुछ नहीं है. जो parents बोल रहे सुनो, you know, you can obviously put your opinion, but arguments तो नहीं होते.
And what is Mimo doing nowadays?
He is coming in 2 films this year. One is called Jogira Sarara with Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Neha Sharma. The other film is called Rosh.
Thank you, Namashi. Thank you so much for this honest interview.
Of course.
It was really lovely talking to you.
Thank you.